What up, ladies and gentlemen? I am recording this video after a 13-hour stream on Saturday, the second day of Trials of Osiris, and I have been streaming all day Friday, all day Saturday, and getting endless repeat questions about the new trials. How does it work? What is going on? And so many of these questions have been repeat questions that I decided I should just make a frequently asked questions video about the new trials and really try to make a more concise video about all the questions people have and how this new trials works. So let's get into it. Let's go. What's up with the new trials? Let's talk all about it. First, the different cards. Card number 1 is the trials card. Card number 2 is the Lighthouse card. I recommend that 90 to 95% of y'all get the Lighthouse card. The Lighthouse card utilizes open skill, which means it's not going to be matchmaking based off of anything besides really connections. Lighthouse card is where you're going to get Journey to the Lighthouse. It's where you're going to get adept weapons. If you choose the other card, you won't get adept weapons. You won't go to the Lighthouse at any point. The Lighthouse card, you only need 7 wins and you will get to go to the Lighthouse. I recommend it highly for vast majority of players. You also have a very good chance of getting adepts even if you don't get serious win streaks. We'll get into that in a bit, but the other card is more of a warm-up card, and it's the card I recommend people get if you're like a 0.1, a 0.2, like really not very good at trials. That card is all about just getting rep, getting engrams, earning some stuff. It's not about adepts, it's not about Lighthouse, it's just about getting rep and engrams. So that matchmaking is based off of your performance. So if you're a 0.1 or a 0.2 or a 0.3, you'll mostly be playing other 0.1, 0.2, 0.3s. It's more of a friendly Iron Banner style battle. There's not much on the line, but you can't get adepts and you can't get Lighthouse runs. So unless you're a really low skill player just trying to figure out how trials works, I recommend almost everybody gets the Lighthouse card. All right, next let's talk about loot within this Lighthouse card that you have picked up, the Lighthouse Passage. Loot within it's a little bit confusing. The idea is you win 7 games, you go to the Lighthouse, and when you open the Lighthouse chest, you will get a bunch of loot. The loot that you get is based off of your highest win streak during that card, and let's talk about that a little bit more. People are confused and think when they win 3 straight games, they're gonna get an adept right away. That is not the case. Win 3 straight games at any point on your journey to 7 wins, you will get a guaranteed adept at the Lighthouse. You still have to get 7 wins, but it's going to show up at the Lighthouse, not as a post-game drop. If you got 1 win and that is it, you have a 30% chance of getting an adept. If you got 2 wins in a row at any point on your journey to 7, you have a 60% chance of getting an adept weapon. And if you get 3 wins in a row at any point on your journey to 7, you will get a guaranteed adept. However, once you've gotten your streak for the week, so let's say you've gotten 4 wins in a row and you go pick up your Lighthouse chest. You've basically crossed off the loot you get for the 1 win streak, the 2 win streak, the 3 win streak, and the 4 win streak. Now, in order to get that new loot basically from the Lighthouse, you're gonna have to get a 5, 6, or 7 streak, and then you'll unlock the things you haven't yet unlocked. One thing that I think is really important for people to understand, once you've earned a flawless, keep in mind, Lighthouse and Flawless are different. Lighthouse, 7 wins. Doesn't matter how many losses. Flawless is 7 straight wins. Once you earn a Flawless, that means that you are no longer going to get any loot from the Lighthouse. All of your loot is going to transform to post-game drops, and it's good. So people might be confused and think, so is getting Flawless bad now? No. Once you get Flawless, your loot situation is vastly improved, but instead of visiting the Lighthouse to get it, all you got to do is play. And when you win games, you're going to have a 75% chance of an adept and all kinds of other loot as well. So Flawless is good. You get a lot of loot post-game. However, once you go Flawless, you stop getting any loot from the Lighthouse. And until you go Flawless, you continue to get loot from the Lighthouse regardless of your streak. No matter what your streak is, you will get 1 to 2 enhancement prisms at the Lighthouse if you haven't yet gone Flawless. You'll get 1 base trials weapon. You'll get 1 trials armor piece. You'll get 3 ciphers. You'll get a 45% chance of an ascendant shard, and you get some other stuff too. But that's at every Lighthouse visit until you go Flawless. I also have a question from a lot of people about how you farm adepts. You can continuously go to the Lighthouse and have chances for it if you haven't yet gone Flawless, but the other choice you have is if you have a 4 win streak or higher for the week at all. Your weekly win streak is 4 or higher. If you play on a 7 win card with that streak being 4 or higher at any point in the week, you have a chance of adepts dropping. It's a 50% chance if you have a 4 streak, and it's a 75% chance if you have a 7 streak. So I'm assuming 5 and 6 are right in the middle of that. So if you wanted to try to farm for adepts like that, with a 4+ win streak all the way up to 7, your chances improve. Each win you get with a 7 win card will get you a adept or a chance at an adept. All right, another question I've been getting a lot is trying to understand if there's really a flawless pool or what's going on with that. If your fire team has all full completed cards, you are going to matchmake based off of your weekly performance. And I want to clarify two things real quick. One, your full fire team. And that means if you're playing solo with a 7-win card, you are going to be matchmaking based off performance. It's not really a flawless pool. If you're a 0.8, you're gonna be matching around 0.8s. However, I wanna make it very clear, this is something people don't understand. It's really, really loose matchmaking. It's gonna try to match you for about 30 seconds with somebody at your performance. And before, or if it doesn't manage to find a full squad to match you against, of people who are around your weekly performance, it gives up and it goes back to open skill. So it's not some hardcore, like you're gonna match super sweats. And in fact, with a player base super thriving like this week, you're more likely to actually get a match against performance players within those 30 seconds. But as the player base dwindles over time, the odds of actually getting a match of your performance players queuing at the exact same time is going to just decrease over time as the player base decreases. So it's going to be much more likely that that 30 seconds lapses and you're just going to match based off of open skill anyway. Also, if anyone in your fire team does not have a completed card, you're good. Completed card means 7 wins. So you cannot reset once you get a flawless card. Your flawless card is locked for the whole week. But if you haven't gone flawless and you're still trying to get to that 7 streak, you can reset at any time. And if anybody loading in with you in trials does not have a full card, you're just back in the open skill. So Golden and I, Fancy and I, the last 2 days, we've been doing carries and our third has not had a full card. So we're still in open skill, helping them get to the Lighthouse, helping them get good streaks, helping them get good loot. I already have the Emblem. I already have the Sparrow. I already have the ship. I don't have the Ghost. People are confused how to get these things and I can't be really helpful here, but I'm going to try my best. The idea behind at least the Emblem is the Emblem is available sort of like the Scarab emblem from Destiny 1. It's supposed to be a sweaty, hard to obtain emblem. The emblem I got to drop around win streak of 28, 29, or 30 on my flawless card. So that's the Emblem. Ship, Sparrow also got to drop on a high win streak, but that's a point-based system. Basically, as long as you win at least 5 straight at some point, you have a chance, I believe, you have to win at least 5, of getting Ship or Sparrow. The longer you play on a win streak and the higher the win streak gets, the better your chances get. I wish I could answer that a little bit better for you. I don't have the full answer. I don't even have the Ghost yet. I will link in this video the TWID that talks all about all of this. So if you want full information, you can go look there. But I got everything from my high win streaks. That is the best way to get the cosmetics. Another question I'm getting a lot is about the Trials Memento. How do you get it? 5 win streak equals Trials Memento. You get it from the Lighthouse chest. Again, it's not like you do 5 wins in a row and you just get the loot. You have to then get your 7 wins and go to the Lighthouse, and that's where you're going to get it, is from the chest. Another question I get a lot is asking about resetting cards and the strategy around that and whatnot. It's kind of based on what you want to do. People who are trying to farm adept weapons might want to consider going for their highest win streak possible. Again, you need a minimum of 4 in order to actually start farming adepts. But if you get 5, 6, and 7, it ends up being a higher percentage. I recommend if you're going for adepts that you try to get at least a 4 to start farming, higher hopefully, and then once you get to 7 wins total with your 4+ win streak for the week, you can just start farming on a 7-win card and you'll be getting adepts to drop on wins a percentage of the time. But if you do not have a 4 win streak for the week, I recommend resetting to try to get one. And people might want to know when to reset. It's based on where you are in your card. If you get 2 wins and then you lose, and then you get 3 wins and then you lose, you're at 5 wins, but you're only going to be able to get a 2 streak on your journey to 7. So realistically, if you're really only caring about going for a 4 streak or higher to start farming, I would reset. But if I were you, I would still just get my 7 wins and go get the Lighthouse chest, because you have a decent chance of an adept coming out. And in fact, when you get 3 wins in a row, you get a guaranteed adept. So resetting cards, I probably wouldn't do very often. I would just go to the Lighthouse first and then reset. Maybe if you're just going for flawless, reset pretty often. But if you're not going for flawless and you're just going for adepts, resetting is not something you should do very often. Another quick note, although it's currently bugged, Trios offers better loot. In fact, if you get to the Lighthouse in Trios, you're guaranteed an adept at the chest no matter what. Like I said, bugged week 1. Not supposed to be bugged, obviously, but normally you'd have to win 3 in a row to get a guaranteed adept. In Trios, if you win 3 in a row and go to the Lighthouse, you're going to get a guaranteed adept. It's a bonus guaranteed adept in Trios for going to the Lighthouse, on top of the other one for the win streak. So they're really heavily incentivizing trios, and more than just that way, to try to benefit those who actually play as a team of 3. And it's great because you don't need to go on win streaks anymore to get adept. So play as a trio, go to the Lighthouse, get at least 1 adept, often 2 for your win streak as well. Trios are juicy once the bug goes away. If I missed anything, I'm live on Twitch all Sunday, all Monday this week, so feel free to come into the stream and ask me the question that you think I missed. If I really had to summarize it extremely quickly, here's what I would say. I would grab the Lighthouse passage. That's where adepts are. That's where the Lighthouse is. Flawless does not equal Lighthouse anymore. They're 2 different things. Flawless is 7 straight wins. Once you get that, your Lighthouse passage is now a flawless Lighthouse passage, and it's locked for the week. But I would pick up the Lighthouse passage if I had to summarize this quick. I would only pick up the other passages if you're really not strong in PvP and don't care about adepts or Lighthouse, just want rep and engrams. Go for the other passage then. But that's not the case for most of you. 4 win streak is what you need to start farming adepts. Get the 4 win streak or higher for a better chance. Get to 7 wins and keep playing. That's how you get more adepts. Every time you go to the Lighthouse, you have a chance at an adept. It's a 33 or 30% chance for 1 win streak, 60% for 2 win streak, and 100% for 3 win streak on that specific card, which you will continue to get loot at the Lighthouse as long as you haven't been flawless. Once you're flawless, loot at the Lighthouse stops. It becomes a post-game drop thing. Skill-based is only a thing if everyone on your fire team has 7 wins on their card. If you are solo and you have 7 wins on your card, that means everyone in your fire team does. So you're in skill-based matchmaking only for 30 seconds, then it defaults back to open skill. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Cosmetics are mostly behind full win streaks, not so much behind anything else. If you have any questions that I missed, let me know. Sorry for the shit show of a video. I try to get it all concise for you. There's been a lot of questions and a lot of confusion, and I think we've nailed most of it, but there's still things to learn. We're still only on day 2 of a very brand new system that is a little bit complicated. Thanks for watching. See you on Twitch. Have a good one.